What are you drinking there, Cody?
Heaven Hill.
Which one?
Bottled and Bond.
I hate you.
Oh, nice.
I haven't had that in so long.
I was talking to a guy today, and he's like, "Where'd you find it?" And I was like, "Dude, you're asking a lot. I've been a lot of places lately. I don't remember where I was at, but somewhere."
I've slept since then.
Yes.
I haven't had much of anything because I pretty much quit.
Yeah.
I haven't had last time I had Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond was when it still cost $15 for a fifth, not 50.
I don't think this was that bad though.
What'd you pay for yours?
I don't remember. I don't remember where I got it, dude. Again,
yours is the blue bottle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the new label. They took it off the market for a little while and redid the label and cranked up the price like a heck of a lot.
Oh, I got it in Pensacola, Florida.
Okay, so Hurricane Special.
Yep. No.
What's up, Mr. Mark Ham? We're just testing some stuff. Stay tuned for what this is going to be.
Mark Ham allegedly got his beard trimmed.
Ooh.
I don't think it's gone, but you know.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right.
Every time I see him, it reminds me that I need to get mine done.
There.
So that I don't look like I stuck my fingers in a light socket.
You know, I've clipped cattle for a living. I'm pretty sure I could just whack that off and shave it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think so, Tim.
They'll even, I mean, it's sharp. Like, I don't think you have to worry about like dull. It'll work.
Yeah, I'll bet it will. Yeah. That might mean that it'll cut you when I slice you after you screw up the trim.
It will cut skin. I have done that. I think the worst one.
Sure it will.
The worst one was clipping calves in Exarban. I don't remember what year it was, but it's clipping between the back legs and somebody was holding the tail and they let go and it hit the clippers and they went to go and like cat like reflex and they caught it. And I had a slice right open on the hand. And of course then you've got adhesive in the cut, and it's just that burned pretty good.
The cell block felons have arrived.
I see that.
Now it's a party.
Yeah.
They've actually done some beard trimming in that cell block.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And had we not had an incident, there would have been some head shaving too. But Mark kind of spoiled that party.
True.
That was a close shave enough. That was a close shave enough for that hour.
Yeah. Plenty close. So, Cody, I bought a 4 terabyte external SSD today.
Yeah.
Holy Lord, those are fast.
Which one did you buy?
Crucial X8.
I've kind of been partial to these Lacey 5 terabytes just because they're 5 terabytes.
Yeah, but yours are still, they still spin a platter, don't they?
Yeah, but this one does not.
So, but it doesn't have the orange. It doesn't have the orange.
That's a Samsung solid slate. So if I'm working on videos on the go type of thing, that's what I work on, and then I'll save it to the HDD or HHD.
I will say that there's something to be said for the SSDs because they are fast. Because this is like 10 or 12. It is slow as shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
But on the other hand, for now, I can throw my entire library in there and have space to spare for about 3 more years.
I'm on
that one's I can't remember if it was a 10 or a 12 to be honest.
You notice I've had to label mine.
Oh yeah.
I've got 4 or 5 terabytes, and that's not including a 3 terabyte and a 2 terabyte on top of that.
Oh wow, yeah, you got me beat. But you also, I think a lot of
the videos,
the video and the high def stuff you're doing for work that needs up a lot too. So
yeah, no, I didn't realize like when you get into camera business, you didn't realize that you'd have your life, your mortgage in SD cards and hard drives, basically. Yeah.
I never realized when I got the first digital camera that like file sizes could grow that big, getting into full frame and now the higher capability and going to one of these mirrorless deals where it's going to be, I'm not ready to do that now. I've spent enough money, but fucking 45 megapixel per shot. Jesus, no, I'm good.
I'm there now.
Are you?
I'm 43.4.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And that's for that's a compressed raw file. If I shoot it uncompressed, it's double that.
Yeah, I don't need to do that.
I've never actually shot an event uncompressed raw. I'd be interested to see if that affords more control over this pixel is going to do this thing and that pixel is going to do that thing.
I don't know what I kind of asked Jesse about that because he had one of the first early, I think it was the R5 versus maybe like an R3 because the R5 is like 45 megapixel and the R3 is back down in the low 30s, I think. He said what the higher megapixel count did was it opened the noise floor. And he's like, you get to low light, you wind up having to do more time cleaning the shit back up.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons I stuck with what I've got versus the next one up, which is it had more megapixels. They said there'd be a lot more noise. So, but that's part of it. I mean, it depends on what you're shooting. So,
well, for me, when I bought my full frame, it was the option. Yeah. I didn't have 6 options that were full frame from Sony. I had one. And I bought it and I like it. It works well for me and it actually handles noise really, really well.
Good.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, all seems to be doing what it's supposed to do.
Should we tell them what we're going to do?
We got to agree what time we're going to do it at.
That's
I know
true.
what day. I know what day, but we got to figure out what time.
What time?
Mark.
I don't know. 8. I don't know what does 8 Eastern do for you guys? 7 Central.
I could probably make that work.
Or do you need it to be later? I don't care.
No, let's do. Could we do 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central?
I don't care.
Okay,
that's fine.
Cody, is that cool with you?
Sure.
All right.
It's going to be a little fluid for a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, so here's what's going on for the 15 of you that are paying attention to us, wherever you're paying attention to us.
We have 15?
Yeah.
Dude, that's our #1 show ever. Now all we need is Colin Burkholtz to come in with a smart-ass comment.
Right.
No, Mark just got it.
She's going to get on and make 16. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So what this is going to be is way back in the past, there was a podcast called Sidetracked, and I kind of got away from it with joining Let's Grow Pulling, and that's fine. Probably going to still continue to be over there, but it's time to bring it back. There's some things that we want to do. So what you're seeing is the crash test dummy run for Sidetrack to come back as a show. And it will have the audio component that it always had that'll get ripped out of this and sent out through the usual channels. We checked tonight. It's the old shows are still there on Google. They're still there on TuneIn. They're still on Spotify. I've got to fix Apple. I don't know why that disappeared, but I'll correct that. The website is back up and running as well. It's just the return of a show. We're not, no announcement of any kind beyond that. Just bringing back a show to BS about some stuff.
And for those of you who have not gone back through and listened to some of those old files, you owe it to yourself to do it. You want to hear what Charles and Andrew were like when they were interviewing their heroes?
Yep.
Go listen to the ones that they did with Tom Hartzell.
Yep, that was a good day.
And some of you guys know that. Mick, I know you know Tom. You know Tom very well. Some of the rest of you do too. Maybe Wyatt. I don't know. But
if you don't, you've heard him. If you watch old videos, you know the voice.
If you've ever watch as the smoke goes from white to gray to black, and then something about tires starting to spin.
Slipper clutches.
That's Tom Hartzell, and that was the voice of
start to spin.
And that was the voice of Charles's and my childhood. Yeah. And they got to interview him. I've never gotten to meet him yet, but
yep, he was.
God willing, and the creek don't rise sometime.
There's old interviews in there with Ken Venny. There's at least one with Brian Connor. I mean, there's stuff in there, and if you really are desperate to hear what Andrew and I sounded like loaded out of our minds, just pick any of the shows that are called Seinfeld Show. Show about
Yes, they're hysterically funny.
nothing. There is still one lost Seinfeld show that we got so bad that I refuse to ever put it out. I've got it, but it has never been heard. We looked at each other when it was over and just said, "No, we can't do this."
Hand me the aspirin, and let's never speak of this again.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll be
I do
Thursday
feel like
night.
we ought to. I do feel like I need to put pressure on you to master the one with Ryan DeBro, though.
Yeah, and you know what? The biggest problem with it is the friggin' noise that came through with the mic that
Was the mic that Tiger had?
the mic that Tiger had. The audio out of that one is so freaking bad, and it wasn't anybody's fault. It just didn't work. It
Plus
does
it's
exist,
Tiger.
but
So
it
it's
does,
kind of
well,
loud.
it is Tiger, and we were all a bit loaded because it was 2 a.m. at that point.
Oh Lord, that was a fun night though.
It was a fun night. I've played back with it and tried to clean it up a little. It's a tough listen. It's funny, but it is a tough listen.
There's no serious inside baseball in there, is there?
Well, I figured because Ryan had a couple, like I was gonna finally get him to talk about the fuel system in the truck, and
You underestimate the man's poker face.
I asked some real pointed questions, and at one point he even looked at me like, "I know what you're doing." and it was almost like I even know what you're doing. You are right in what you're asking me, and I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of telling you that you're right. But yes,
Yep.
And that's
Good
always been
dude.
a guarded secret with him, and that's
Good
fine.
dude.
That's fine.
So yeah, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern,
Thursday. And don't look for it necessarily every week. I already know Cody has a commitment for next week on Thursday. I do the following week, but we're just going to kind of take it as it comes and see what happens.
Following week, you're on the road, aren't you?
He is next week. Week after.
You are the week after.
Yeah, I'm on the way to Wagler. I don't know. Are you coming too?
Yeah, I will be too.
Yeah. Okay. So figure no show in 2 weeks for sure. Next week will be up in the air. We'll see. Actually, we may do one. No offense, Cody. We may do one next week, depending on what the fallout is of what we're going to talk about Thursday night after the weekend. One of the subjects, anyway. And
it's potential I may be back, but
Okay.
so we'll play it by ear.
Yeah.
No, we can't talk about that. Rule number one, we don't know. Rule number one, sidetrack. Don't talk about topics.
We like to surprise you, but we already foreshadowed one pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy.
You're killing me.
We don't have one yet. Not accepting applications.
Hi, Kando. And look at that. Ray dropped in.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ray.
How are you, buddy? It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. Thank you guys for stumbling into us tonight. Appreciate that.
Yes. This is not quite a Seinfeld show. Cody's the only one drinking. But, we'll fix that soon enough.
Oh, the best shows, Ray, I think. I mean, just my personal opinion, the sidetrack, the better ones were the ones where we didn't have any. We just fought amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Although I think we can line up a few that'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Of course.
The soothing sounds of sidetrack. Somebody better swear and,
Oh yeah, hey, so this isn't Let's Girl Pulling. Let's get that right out of the right that one difference. Sidetracked, we are R-rated. I try to be polite and kind of keep it a little more family oriented on Monday nights, and I'm willing to do that. But for Sidetracked, we are definitely R-rated. So let's fucking have at it.
We now are approved.
We're missing one, but fuck that shit.
There you go. Now it's a Don Salama approved show in the first 14 minutes.
There you go. First episode.
Now, the only thing we got to remember, if this gets to the point where we could monetize, Nobody swears. Nobody curses in the first minute or 90 seconds. Otherwise, YouTube will demonetize the video.
Yeah, that's true.
Learn that from Smoking Tire.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Which has
Wyatt?
become probably one of my favorite listens now, and he dropped a new one this morning that I got to get into.
Did you? Oh God, what was the one that I just listened to?
I'm so far behind on that one.
Well, there's the granddaughter of Roof.
Yeah, Eloisa Roof.
Yes, Eloisa Roof. I have not listened to that one yet.
That one's pretty good. She is cool and definitely all about hot rod Porsches.
Nice.
Yeah, she's gonna keep the family thing going. She's all about it. She's in on it on a lot of design decisions and stuff now.
The last one I listened to was Jonathan Ward, or the brain dump about the Icon Bronco.
Okay. Yep.
If you guys haven't ever seen it, just go to the Google machine and type in Icon Bronco, and then hold on to your ass cheeks because you're not going to believe what these things cost. But it is like, I don't know what I would compare it to. Singer.
Yeah, I was gonna say Singer is a good.
If anybody's ever heard or seen or heard of Singer, it's a company that like very tastefully and in a high quality fashion resto mods air cooled Porsches.
Yes.
And like, if you want one, it's fine. You're gonna probably write a check for what a brand new Pro Stock would cost.
Yeah,
get it done.
Or what Emery also does for the 356s. But yeah,
yep.
And you're probably waiting longer than it takes to build a Pro Stock too.
Probably, and you've got to find a donor car to supply too.
Yeah. So you give them the car and you give them all of the dollars, and they in return, a year or two or three later, will give you an utterly unbelievable driving experience.
Yes.
That none of us will probably ever even get to lay eyes on. I don't think I've ever seen a Singer Porsche in person. I think there's probably less than 100 of them out there, period.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Ward runs a company called Icon out of LA, and they do kind of the same thing with pretty much all manner of vehicle. You want to bring them a dent side Ford, they'll give you the highest quality dent side Ford that's ever been built. They will basically unshitbox a shitbox. And they'll charge you for it. It'll cost you, but it'll give you a really, really, really nice driving experience.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard anybody say unshitbox a shitbox.
Oh yeah, that costs money.
I mean, it's kind of like polishing a turd. It's still a turd, though.
Yes, sort of. Not in this case. Not in this case. With like the a dent side or the old Broncos, he turns them into something that drives nice. It doesn't it doesn't ride like a dentist chair, and it doesn't feel like a Barcalounger going around corners with side to side and all that.
Yeah,
he makes it drive like a Camry.
Yeah, he's
notorious. It just looks a heck of a lot cool.
Attention to detail, like for things like on center field, the steering wheel. It's not going to drive like an old Bronco where you're constantly doing this floating straight.
Yeah,
you just move your finger if you want to change lanes. I mean, it's going to be tight. It's going to do what it's supposed to do.
Speaking of getting something out and driving it, Leah Block took the Audi out for a spin. That thing is wicked cool.
Which one?
The old school one.
The Quattro?
Mm-hmm. The maroon
What's under the hood of that?
It's been so long since I watched, like, they built that together type thing, but she's like, I have nothing else to post, so here we go. I was like,
I've got to believe it's the inline 5, inline 5 turbo, I would think.
Yeah. The only problem is, like, there's no raw audio. You're a car guy when you're wanting the raw audio. And I'm not gonna be
holding, and then I got to drop it and shift, and
no, I mean, they're doing like roller shots and some of that other stuff, but it's like, I really want that. I just like put in my headphones and just listen.
Any of those inline 5 Audis, the there's pretty good YouTube video of the back of the Trans Am days and the IMSA GTO days. Oh, did they sound so good?
If you all want to know it,
now you get Pure Sound. If you go out to YouTube and just search Pure Sound and like Audi Quattro Hill Climb,
yeah,
you'll get it, and you hear it. You get to hear it bouncing off the the trees and the rock and of the hill.
I was gonna say, if you all want to know what we listen to as white sound to fall asleep, it's that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you might.
Yep.
When I need to buckle down and focus, Justin Wagler's Pro Stock, except no substitute.
I said sleep, not focus. Sleep.
I don't care. I don't care. My wife thinks she's a Pro Stock sometimes.
If you ask the right person, I think I'm a chainsaw when I'm asleep. I guess.
You put a muffler on your Pro Stock not that long ago.
Sure did. I look like Darth Vader, but at least people can sleep around me.
And it makes a great Creepy Dave impression, let me tell you.
Hey, Dave. Yeah. We might also cover a little bit of pop culture that you guys haven't seen. If you haven't seen Creepy Dave, go out to TikTok. You will laugh hysterically.
Yeah, you just search Creepy
And now
Dave.
he's starting to have you seen now he's starting to cash in on it?
Well, yeah, because every zoo in the country is doing it. Yes. They're
good for them.
Absolutely. Like the marketing departments there are doing great.
Yeah.
I'm just figuring out how to capitalize on doing that. I don't know what I'm going to do, but yeah.
I don't know. When Jesse made his video about the slow motion pulling and wanting sound, I should have charged him for it.
I sent that to Charles. I was like, I don't know if you have ever heard that, and he's like, I don't know that I have. And I sent to him. I was like, oh my God.
I laughed my ass off. I immediately sent it to Allie because I was like, this is an exact slow-mo of what it sounded like from the drag strip at Shied all weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's out there on TikTok if you have to see it. It's on is it Jesse's personal or is it JP Pulling Productions?
He'd have to search a long time to go find that. But for those that are watching, so when we went to Diesel's Dark Corners,
on my phone, I can load it in the computer.
Yeah, when we went to Diesel and Dark Corners here, I don't know, was that 3 years ago, 2 years ago?
2.
And I made a promo video for him, and I sent to Ryan. I said, all right, so what do you think? And I did some slow-mo stuff to kind of like build it. And if you want to, go to my Vandero Media on YouTube and you can watch Diesel and Dark Corners and you can watch the whole promo video. But anyhow, Ryan goes, there's going to be that one asshole that comes out and says, I want to hear the sounds. And I was like, have you ever listened to music? I want to hear the noise. I was like, have you ever listened to the slow-mo video and the sound out of it? And he sends back this audio file. And I was just like, I don't even know how to save this because it's in an Apple audio file. So I screen recorded it, saved it, then put it to this. And then I sent it to Jesse, and Jesse makes this video of all the slow motion from Diesel Dark Corners, and it worked out really well. So, yeah, that's the background story on that. But it was great. So it's perfect because that's exactly what they sound like when you're editing, and you're just like, yeah, nobody wants to listen to that. Nobody.
It also has Jesse at some of his high-end, super clear, crystal clear video best.
Yes. Because when you're shooting at a 500 millimeter prime lens, that is just, yeah. We won't talk anymore about that. It's jealousy.
Does that look like a bazooka?
It looks about the same as the video I sent you of Jesse capturing wildlife photography.
Was that a 500 mil lens?
It'd be pretty close, probably. Okay. So
if you ever see Jesse pointing this white lens-looking contraption at you from a long ways away, he's counting the number of hairs that are sticking out of your nose.
Yeah. Well, he cheats now because he's got a 100 to 400 that's like a compact. So yeah. It's not when you rotate it does extend. And I don't Nikon doesn't have that. So Canon does, and that's really great. Tamron does, but that and for every clip, that's the same audio sound that plays over and over and over the trucks. So
The best part is I was sober as a preacher on a Sunday morning for that too.
yeah. Yep. No, that was fun.
Now that we've built it up, I feel like it's been overdone.
No, it's not.
All right, now we can kill it though. Anyway, well, should we call it?
Yeah, this has gone on way longer than I intended. All systems are go. Everything's behaving itself. So
7:30 Central on Thursday, 8:30 Eastern. Join us. We have things to talk about. Yep. Brittany, I will call you after that show. Shut up, Tony. It wasn't moaning. Later, guys.
See you guys.
See ya.